Okay, cool. So thank you guys so much for dialing into our team call tonight. I appreciate you guys being on here so much because you could be doing anything else right now with your time, but you're bettering yourselves, you're getting to better your business, you're learning crucial tips for growing as well and just becoming an overall better person. So I really appreciate your time for meeting up with us tonight on this call. So tonight on our call, Handling Objections, I'm going to go over some common objections, some common things that have happened to me, and I'm going to share how I handle that situation. But first and foremost, what I want to say is if you guys didn't listen to the National Wake Up Call today from Carl Deichler, that is a really awesome call that you need to hop on. That call was just incredible because, he said, so many people want to dial it down because we're getting so close to Christmas. And so they want to kind of pull back and not quite go full force because, we all have stuff that happens. We have stuff that makes us busy. We have stuff that gets in our way. But in all honesty, it's the people who are planting seeds right now who are going to be harvesting them later. So if you're trying to build your business, right now is the time because it's valuable for you to be building those potential relationships and allowing them, start paddling your board is what Carl Deichler said. Imagine if you are a surfer and you're out surfing and whatever it might be, and you're not just going to hang tight and wait for a wave to come up and then all of a sudden start paddling your heart out. You need to hunt down that wave yourself. You need to actively get out to that wave, and then you need to flow with the current. And so that's what we're doing. We're flowing with this current, but you have to be proactive about your business right here, right now, if you want to have success for this upcoming year. Because, dude, we have Insanity Max 30 out right now, which is absolutely hot. And then we also have the 21-day fix extreme that is being unleashed on February 3rd, I believe. So right now is the time to be planting those seeds, to be reaching out to people, to be letting people know that you are here to help them. Now is better time than ever to get started. And one other thing I want to let you know too is on January 10th, there's a Super Saturday. Or at least that weekend is the weekend of Super Saturday. So you guys, when I first started this and I sucked at it, I sucked at coaching because I wasn't mature enough. I wasn't to the level where I needed to be, and my head really wasn't in the game. And so my upline always told me, go to these events. You're going to meet other people who are passionate about health and fitness. They're fun. And I just always blew her off. I would never attend those events. And here I am 4.5 years after my startup date. I could be so much further ahead had I have maybe not drank one weekend and decided to go to one of these events instead of laying in bed somewhere absolutely hungover from the night before. So if I would have treated my business seriously when I first got started, I could only imagine where I would be today. And so what I want to encourage you guys to do is to go to your back office. So, go to teambeachbody.com, sign in, go to coach, then go to coach online office, then go to news and training. And once you're on news and training, there should be a little thing off to the side on the left that'll say Super Saturday 2015. It'll give you information about what Super Saturday is. And then not only that, but there is also listings for you to look at Super Saturday events in your local area. So if you are looking up a Super Saturday event in your area and you do not see one, keep your eyes peeled because people are adding new locations every day. So Beachbody is updating that list all of the time. So I would recommend checking every 5 days to see whether or not there's a location in your area. And by all means, if there's not a location within your area, I cannot express to you how freaking cool it is when I go to Super Saturday events and I hear stories from other coaches who said, there wasn't a Super Saturday in my area, but I drove 4 hours to be at this. That shows their level of commitment. That shows their level of wanting to be better, not only for themselves, but for their clients, for their families, for the people that they're interacting with on a daily basis. So if you really want to grow your business, Super Saturday is a must, an absolute must for your business. So let's discuss essentially how we're going to handle objections. So handling objections, it can be tough, as a coach. Our one goal is every person that we talk to, we want to help that person. We would not be interacting with that person if our end goal wasn't to help that person. But the thing is, you know what? It's what we want when we say stuff, like when we want to help somebody, it's us. That is our ego speaking. We want to help that person. And so what we need to understand as coaches is although we might want to help somebody, they might necessarily be in the position that they truly want the help that they're seeking out. So first and foremost, it's important for you to understand that everybody that you talk to, you need to handle that person with a delicate hand. You need to understand that even though you might severely want it for that person, they may not want it as much as they are acting as if they do, if that makes any sense. They might be giving you all of the green lights. They might say, it's a go, I want to do this. And then when push comes to shove, a fear steps in. The fear of they don't have enough money right now. The fear of this is just going to be something else that's going to sit on the shelf, like all those other stupid gizmos and gadgets I got to in the past that isn't going to work for me. And so, all kinds of stupid reasons keep people from going from yes to actually purchasing the product and getting on board with it. So first and foremost, understand that when you are reaching out to somebody, it is not you, it's them. It is not you who did something wrong for somebody to say, oh, it's not my time, or for them to quit responding to you. It's them. It's an inside thing that they need to work out themselves. So understand that first and foremost, that you might want it severely for somebody, but they might not want it severely for themselves. So once we understand that can allow us to move forward here in this process. So I was just probably 20 minutes ago, talking to another coach about the National Wake Up Call from November 10th. It's called Rediscovering Your Why, and that is with Vito Lafata. Vito Lafata got on the National Wake Up Call, and he gave just an absolutely incredible talk about how we really need to dig in deep to figure out people's why. And so that's why in the ultimate script, I have where you are asking people quite often, why is that important to you? Can you tell me more about that? You are getting down deep into somebody's why, somebody's reason for joining. So when you are talking to somebody, you're consulting with them and you're figuring out why is that they're interested in a product and why they're interested in your help. It's important for you to understand that you need to dig deeper than skin deep when you are figuring out why that person wants to work with you. So if somebody, say you're messaging with me and you ask me what my goal is, and I say, oh, I want to lose 5 pounds. You need to dig deeper than that. You need to understand what that 5 pounds lost could mean for me, what that could do differently for my life, what that could provide me with if I were able to lose that 5 pounds. So Vito Lafata, he made it quite clear that, in order to effectively work with people and to get them to go from a no to a yes, essentially what we need to do is we need to go for the deep answers. So what we need to do essentially is we need to tap into their right brain, which is responsible for their emotion, which will trigger their deep desire and allow them to advance on to signing up with your help. When they get emotional, they'll be more eager to sign on. People want to feel like people are paying attention to them and that people care for them. So they love to have people inquire and ask questions about them. So, with the ultimate script, it can look like a little cumbersome. We have all of these questions and you're like, oh, that doesn't really sound like how I would talk. And I can understand that. So what I encourage you to do while you're going through the ultimate script is to use that as a basis, use that as a foundation. But if you find that that isn't how you speak to somebody, vary it up, switch it up and make it sound authentic to you, but don't go so far off. You want to keep to that, because what I have incorporated in the ultimate script is I've incorporated a lot of what Vito Lafata talks about on the National Wake Up Call. What we're doing is so after, you interview me and I tell you, hey, I'm looking to lose 5 pounds. Some of the questions that Vito encourages you to ask are, well, what do you want to accomplish? So I say, I want to lose 5 pounds. Then you'd say, why do you want to accomplish that? For me, who knows, 5 pounds, if I lost 5 pounds, I might feel a little bit more confident about myself. Let's say maybe, for instance, I am going on a cruise for the new year, and I want to feel confident while I'm walking around on that boat rocking a bikini. I don't want to feel like I need to walk around with a towel over my body. So that's something that you want to dig deep into. You want to figure out what it would mean for that person. Would it be more confidence for them? Would it be that they would feel more inclined to get up in front of people and to act as they would in front of their best friends? Would it mean that if they were to lose that weight and have your help, would that help them battle an eating disorder or a disordered eating? You want to get down to the nitty-gritty about why somebody is interested. And the more that you can tap into their right brain, that emotional response, and get that going from them, it's going to go from a surface level, like, oh, I just want to lose 5 pounds, to it's going to go to something deeper. They're going to be able to really dive down below the superficial level and understand why their reason is for wanting your help. And then when you do get to the point in the conversation where you break down for them the price, they're going to fully understand that you're not just here to sell them something, because you took the time out of your day to inquire and ask questions about them that probably not a lot of people have asked them. Let's be honest, a lot of people go throughout their entire day without having most people give two shits about them, without digging deep. People will work in a customer service style industry where they are seeing somebody, 60 people in 1 hour, and nobody is inquiring about who they are, how they're doing, what they want out of life, what their goals are. So you're being the difference maker in somebody's day when you inquire more and question more, because you're getting to their deep reason, so that when you finally give them the cost of, $160, you can level with them and say, look, understand that I want to see you achieve X, Y, and Z. I want to see you lose that 5 pounds so that you can walk around on that cruise comfortable and confident and happy and feel like you're rocking that bikini. I want to be able to provide that for you. And I know that through my own personal help, I am going to be able to assist you with that. This is something you don't get when you just purchase a treadmill from Dick's. When you purchase a treadmill from Dick's, there isn't somebody from that treadmill company calling you up to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable to hopping on that treadmill. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to be your personal Jillian Michaels. I'm going to coach you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to assist you. I'm going to take whatever it is that you told me your goal is, and I'm going to be sure that it happens. I'm going to hold up to my portion of this deal, because truthfully, I don't want to see you purchase something else and have it just sit on the shelf and not get used, because truthfully, that's not worth my time either. I don't want to waste my time and effort, and I want to be sure that you get results with this. So you need to level up with people when you're talking to them and they present maybe any kind of objection. You want to let them know that you're in this for the long haul. You want to see them have results with this. So, of course, trigger that emotional response. Figure out what it is that truthfully, if they lost 10 pounds, if they lost 50 pounds, what that would mean for them. How their life might be different if they lost that kind of weight, or maybe if they gained muscle. And through doing that, you should find yourself going from people who are telling you no to people who are saying yes, sign me up, this is what I need. But of course, you are still going to have people who are going to tell you no. And that's okay. Because the truth is every time that you talk to somebody, you are planting a seed. And it is up to you to nourish that seed, for you to nurture it, for you to water it, for you to follow up with it, for you to keep that relationship going. So on average, Danny Johnson said, you will talk to somebody 7 times and present them on average at most. You'll present them either with a coaching opportunity or a program 7 times before they might jump on board. By that 7th time, they're ready. So it's important for you to understand that when you do reach out to people, it's not going to be an immediate yes. Because a lot of people have discrepancies. A lot of people have fear. A lot of people are nervous. But the truth is if you hold tight, if you built a relationship with somebody, you found out what their why was, and you didn't just flake on them when they told you no, you stuck it out, you checked in on them, you kept around to be sure how they're doing, you followed up, you messaged them, you showed them that you were a genuine friend, looking to be a friend much more than just take money from them, that person who you're interacting with will end up eventually signing up. It's just a matter of you understanding that it's not when you want it, it's when they truly want it. So another thing that's also truly important to understand here too is as much as I don't want to say this, it is a numbers game. You are going to talk to people. And if you think that you're going to talk to 3 people and 3 people are going to hop on board, you are very wrong. You have to talk to a lot of people. You have to go through no's to get yeses. Your yeses are going to be more once you have built your skill set. So if you are a brand new coach, do not walk into this with the preconceived notion that every single person that you talk to is going to say yes, and that the first time somebody turns you down, you're a failure, because it's not you. It's those people, their fears and whatever holding them back. So be sure that you are talking to enough people. That's why it's always important for you to add people to your list, to be asking for referrals, to be in communication and meeting new people all the time, adding them to your Facebook, adding them to your Instagram, because the more people that you talk to, the more yeses you will get. In all honesty, you want to chase no's. Be looking for no's. The more no's that you find, the more yeses you are going to find. As asinine as that sounds, it's going to happen. So be honest with yourself and understand that, as you build your skill set, as you become more seasoned as a coach, those no's won't be as many. But when you do get a yes, when you do have people who are saying, yes, I'm ready to commit, everything that you've done up until that point has paid off. So just stay with the course, message people, connect with people, build strong relationships with people, and understand that this is truly a business about meeting people, about understanding people, building relationships with people, and not just getting people's money. Because if it was just about getting people's money, none of us would be here, because we're all truly in this because we want to help people. If you want to help people, you stick it out. You don't turn somebody away because they said no. You don't completely flake on them and leave them alone. You continue to hone that relationship with them and understand that now is just not the right time. So one of the objections that I get quite often is the objection of somebody just flaking off on me, where they didn't provide me any objection whatsoever. They just stopped responding to me. And so one of the things that I do when somebody stops responding is I will give them their time. So I will give them about 2 days before I respond back. And I'll say, hey, Sherry, I know that you were really interested in me helping you to lose 5 pounds so that you could walk around on that cruise feeling more confident than you currently feel today. And I want to do nothing more than help you achieve that. The group that I'm starting is going to be closing soon. So if you're still interested in allowing me to help you lose that 5 pounds for your cruise, I want to be sure that we get you signed up before registration closes. So, would you be interested in joining it this time around, or would sometime in the future work better for you? And keep in mind, too, this is going to be recorded, and it might take a while for us to get the recording up because Zoom is being a little iffy on me. But so essentially what you're doing there is you're reiterating to them what their goals are. You know, you're reiterating to them, hey, you told me you wanted to lose 5 pounds, and you told me that if you lost 5 pounds, you would feel more confident and whatever it might be. And then also you're letting them know that the registration for your group is closing soon. Through doing that, you are kind of lighting a bit of a fire under their ass. You know, you're letting them know, like, hey, if this is something that you wanted to do, we need to act upon this soon here. And then what also you are doing with that is you are also telling them, hey, you know, the registration for the group closes soon. So would you like to get in on this group now, or would you like to get in a future group? So then you're also kind of taking pressure off from their shoulders and your shoulders as well by giving them a plan B. Like, hey, if right now is not the time for you, it's totally cool. Are you going to be more prepared for a future date? You know, you want to give them an option so that you're not just totally bailing out on them and they're not totally bailing out on you. You're giving them a plan B. And then what you do is if that person does select the plan B, you are going to follow up with them. And you're not just going to follow up with them the week before the registration closes, like, hey, how are you? My registration closes soon. You need to get in on this. You need to be messaging that person maybe a couple of times before you are even talking to them about registration. Because if you genuinely want to help somebody, you genuinely need to make a connection with them as well so that they see that you're not just in on this to get money out of them. Because in today's society, that's what people feel. They feel like they're cheated everywhere else. The 9-to-5 cheats them, their boss cheats them, the government cheats them, politicians cheat them, a total stranger. You know, if you are messaging a total stranger, what trust do they have in you? So you need to build that trust with them because everywhere else they're going, their trust is being diminished time and time again from multiple people. So we need to build that trust in that person. They need to see the trust in us and understand that we're here for them for much more than just earning cash from them. So another thing that I have happened to me as well is somebody will tell me that they're going to order and then they don't order. So then, of course, I'll follow up with them 1 to 2 days later, and I'll ask them, hey, you know, I saw that your order didn't go through, and I just wanted to be sure that you were still in on this because our registration closes soon, and I know that you said you wanted to lose 5 pounds for that cruise so that you could feel more confident when you're walking around on that cruise ship. So the same thing goes. In any aspect to any kind of situation where somebody has given you an objection, whether they just completely stop responding, whether they tell you they don't have the money, you want to reiterate their goals to them. You know, hey, you told me you wanted to lose 5 pounds. You told me that you wanted to get more confident. And then as well, you want to bring up the registration. Hey, registration closes soon. I wanted to be sure that I could count you in for this group. I'm holding a spot for you. You could even say that, hey, I'm holding a spot for you in this group. Are you going to be game for this month, or should I follow up with you for next month? So something that happens when I do get the objection for the money. So if I get an objection for the money, I say, you know what, I totally understand where you're coming from. I felt that it was a little expensive too at first, but what I have found is this is one of the cheapest routes you could go if you are looking to lose 5 pounds and get more confident. so that when you walk around on that cruise ship, you're not covering up with a towel feeling totally awkward and uncomfortable. Because what you are going to get is you are going to get a world-class program that is going to help you to get results. One of your meals each day is going to be covered. So not only are you saving money in the long run on one meal every day, but you're also going to make a healthier choice that is going to allow you to lose weight. And then as well, you're getting my personal support. I know that when you go to a personal trainer who's going to charge you $50 an hour, if not even more, that personal trainer probably isn't going to be calling you on their off time wondering how you're doing. And that personal trainer probably isn't going to be setting you up in a private group so that you can have accountability and support from other people who are all experiencing this at the same time as well. So I totally understand how you feel. If I could help you to lose that 5 pounds and feel confident on that cruise while saving money versus going any other route, would you be interested in getting started? That's what you want to say to them. And then if they say, yeah, it's still, it's not the right time, you want to say, you know what, I completely and totally understand. There is a plan B if you are interested. You could get just the fitness program without the Shakeology for $59.95 or whatever the price of the program is by itself. Now, $59.95 is the price of the 21-day fix without the Shakeology. So if somebody gives you an objection that they cannot order the challenge package at this time, you want to still provide them with the program. Because if they can get on the program, get results, be put in a challenge group where they're seeing other people are drinking the Shakeology and having incredible results, that's going to build the belief in them. And they're going to be like, all right, sign me up for some Shakeology. I'll get it. Now, granted, it's going to cost them more if they go that route after the fact. If they just buy the Shakeology after they purchase the 21-day fix, they're going to be paying more money. But you're still going to come out ahead because you're helping this person. You're seeing their results, and then potentially they're getting on board with Shakeology later on down the line. So if you could get them on board that way, why not? Now, if that plan B doesn't work, there's a plan C. So we also have free groups every month that we run. And a free group is a way that you can get somebody involved who told you that they don't have the money right now is not a good time, it's Christmas time, whatever it might be. Get that person involved in a free group. Because the truth is, what I have personally found myself is when it boils down to it, it's not that the person doesn't have money. Because if they're walking around with an iPhone, they probably have the money. They have the cash to afford it. They do not put a priority on their health, though. They put a priority more on their entertainment, on their satisfaction, on their fun, and they don't put the priority on their health. They're looking for a quick Band-Aid, a quick way to lose weight and get results. And they don't have a belief right now in the products that we offer, and they probably don't really believe that you are going to carry through on coaching them. That's probably why the person is offering up an objection. So what you do then is if somebody is offering an objection, you put them in a free group. Because when you put them in a free group, we're going to give them undivided attention. We're going to give them support. We're going to provide help for them. So what is going to happen is this person's going to be in this free group. They're going to get a meal plan. They're going to follow it. They're going to pay attention to the group. You're going to be in contact with that person. You're going to be nurturing them just as if they were a paying customer. And then what that person is going to see by the end of the 7 or 14-day group that you're hosting, that person is going to see, wow, not only are they going to have results, but they're going to know what it's like to work with you. And they're going to understand that you're in this for far more than just the money. And so they're going to have the belief in the product. They're going to have the belief in your help. And they're going to have the belief in your support. So if you can successfully get somebody from somebody who said, no, I don't have the money, to somebody who joins a group for free to see what it's like to work with you, they're going to advance on to the next. And now, it's important to note that they might not be gung-ho for your first group. Your after they do the free group, they might not be gung-ho for your 21-day fixed group right after the fact. But you got to continue nurturing that seed. I'll tell you what, I've talked to so many people who have turned me down time and time again for coaching or a product. And just by being consistently there for those people, by showing them that I'm still there, by showing them that I care about them regardless of what they tell me, those people end up signing up. 4.5 years later, when I first started, I sucked at this. I'll tell you time and time again, I absolutely sucked at this. But I planted seeds back then as well. And so I have people that 4.5 years ago, when I first started this, that are still coming to me, who are saying, all right, sign me up. So you might have people who you're interacting with today who might tell you 4.5 years from now that they're ready. But dude, if you're there when they're ready, it's awesome. It's an awesome ride. And to know that you planted that seed so long ago and it finally is ready for harvest, that's what makes all of this worth it, especially when they're gung-ho and now the time is right for them. Because the truth is we can only want it so much for other people. And let's say, you do get somebody. Let's say you talk to somebody into it. You're like, come on, you can do this. You got this. And then that person was half-assing it. That person got the program and then they bailed out 2 days into it because you've pushed, the boundary, and you just, we're defiant about it. Then that doesn't do anybody really any good. Sure, you got money, but what we're looking for is we're looking for people to get results. And so just stay consistent. Stay nurturing those people that you are building the contacts and the relationships with, and continue to build your list. Add people to your list and understand that if you want 100 people on board with this, if you want to help 100 lives, you better reach out to 300 people. That's it. That's truth right there. If you want to touch a lot of people's lives, you are going to have to reach out to a lot of people. And that can seem like a really scary thought, like, holy crap, I need to go through that many no's. But I tell you, when you get those yeses, it makes it so worth all the rejection that you get. And it takes a lot of personal development to understand that. Coming from somebody who used to have a really low confidence level and all of that, I've gone through a lot of no's. And you need to detach yourself emotionally from your no's. You need to detach yourself emotionally from people's responses and understand that it's not you, it's truly them. It's them, and they have a limiting belief in themselves. They have some kind of preconceived notion that is keeping them from pulling the trigger. So just continue to be there for people. Let's see here. So what I want to do then is I want to open up the line, see if we have any questions in regards to any of this. Let's see. Cool. So, all right, guys. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to shout them out and we can go from there.
I have a quick question.
Uh-oh. What's up, Micah?
All right. So my only question is, and I was thinking about this while you were talking and trying to take notes at the same time, which is probably why it looks like a chicken scratch, but I can remember. My question is,
well, hey, hold on, Micah. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody and then unmute you.
Okay.
We got a lot of background noise going. All right. Hold on one second. Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. So my only question is, it's like I told you a couple of days ago, I've been doing this solid, being consistent with all the things that I've been supposed to be doing for about 2 weeks now. And so that being said, when it comes to presenting the coaching opportunity with people that you're just now starting to build relationships with, and I understand that's a fragile situation, even more so because they don't know you. So what's the best way to go about doing that?
Well, if you're presenting the coaching opportunity to somebody, you want to be sure that you are edifying them. So you want to be sure that you edify them sincerely, that you've paid attention to all of the positive characteristics that you would love to comment on and take note of that would make them a good coach. So you want to edify them and truly compliment them, because that edification, that could be the difference maker in that person saying, you know what, this is totally random and obscure and I'm really caught off guard by your question. Or that could turn somebody into, wow, you notice that about me? You think that's, like, how often is it that people go through their day where somebody is edifying them like that? Most people are being ignored. Most people are being treated like they're second-class citizens. Most people are treated like nobody gives a damn about them. So if you can be that person to genuinely take note about who that person is and point out those positive characteristics and compliment them and sincerely mean it, that person is going to be like, oh my gosh, nobody ever talks to me like that. That is incredible. So for you to see the potential in somebody and to make note of it, that person is going to be like, well, tell me more. What are you talking about? Like, I didn't know I was that great. Tell me more about myself. So that's what takes it from being like random or creepy or whatever, like, and that makes it more real. When you give somebody a compliment and you mean it, that person is going to be like, dude, I want to talk to you more about that.
Got it.
All right. Good question. All right. So I unmuted all of you guys. So does anybody else have any questions in regards to any of this? Well, I'll
want to pull it up real quick. One quick moment, please. I was opportunity with them.
hold on. Somebody's talking and I can't quite catch who it is. Ooh, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out.
249314256.
Okay, hold on. I see ya. Okay, perfect. I think we got you now.
Okay, so I sent the opportunity to a friend of mine. She watched the video and she says, it seems pretty cool. I just can't commit to anything right now. I have so much going on right now that I have to take care of. And she's saying the Beachbody brand is great, though. I have a friend that did the P90X. So I told her, I said, I totally understand, and she's a friend of mine, so I wanted to dig a little bit more and find out what's going on. So I was asking her, what are you up to these days? But, so right now she's already telling me right off the bat that she's not ready for it, for commitment, that she's real busy. What do you do with that then? How far? Because you don't want to, push it to where you're pushing a person away, and you don't want to be salesy either.
Right. So if somebody tells me that they don't feel like they have enough time, I'll ask them, tell me more about that. So
okay.
I want to know, what is it, their reason why they don't have enough time. For some people, when they say they don't have enough time, they feel like in order to be a Beachbody coach, they need to work it full time. They need to work it for 10 hours a day in order to be successful. So what some people don't understand is that you can have a successful business working it 1 to 2 hours a day. And so I would ask her, tell me more about that. See if she in fact is legitimately just completely up in arms over, wow, this chick really has no time whatsoever. And if you feel that your friend does have time to do the business, what I would say is, I totally understand how you feel. And I felt the same way I was curious as to whether or not I would have enough time to do this as well. But what I have found is that you can work this business mobily from your phone in short spurts if you need to. Because I know that there's a coach by the name of Chris Ballmer who works for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this guy works about 70 to 80 hours a week with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But what Chris has been able to do, even though he is a family man with a baby, in 3 years as a Beachbody coach, is in that short time, he has built a 7-figure income in 3 years as a Beachbody coach, even though he works 80 hours a week with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then I would say, if I could teach you how we could maximize the time that you have so that you can build a successful business, would you be interested in getting started?
Okay.
So what I use most of the time whenever I have an objection is I use what Eric Worre teaches. Eric Worre teaches feel, felt, found. So if somebody gives you an objection, they say something like, well, I don't feel that I'm fit enough to be a coach. I will say, you know what? I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I got started. But what I have found is that people love seeing people's fitness journeys. If they didn't, The Biggest Loser would not be as successful as it is. So people want to see your transformation. They want to see your results happen right before their very own eyes. So what I would love to do is I would love to teach you and show you how you can inspire other people by sharing your journey as it's happening. And then I use Eric Worre's if I, would you. So then I would say, if I could show you how you could build a business by sharing your story and your journey as it's happening, would you be ready to get started?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. So let me reiterate that. Anytime I have an objection, I try to level with them by using feel, felt, found. And then I use Eric Worre's if I, would you. So I try to, take what they gave me, take their worry, their concern, their fear. I try to level with them. I try to say, hey, I totally understand that, because essentially we all have so many fears when we go into something like this that you can level with somebody. Like, we all had an inkling at one point in time, like, man, will I be good enough to be this? Or whatever it might be. And then by sharing the if I, would you, you're telling them, look, if I could teach you, if I could show you how you can do this, how you can have the success as well, would you be ready to get started? All right, so I'll open up the line again, see if we have anybody else. I'm going to take two. All right, guys. So do we have any more questions? All right, last call. Okay, well then if that's the case, I do not want to take up any more of your guys' time. I appreciate every single one of you for being on this call tonight. I thank you so much because, like I said, you could be doing anything else right now, but you are building yourself, you're building your business. It shows me you have a belief in this. It shows me you have a belief in me as a leader. And so I appreciate every single one of your time. And I look forward to the day you are all hosting your own team calls and building your team up like this. It's an incredible experience. And so thank you so much. I'm always here for you. Let me know however it is I can ever help you. I am always a text message, a Facebook message away. So just keep me posted because I want to see this be the best thing for you guys. Because I know it's been for me, and I want to have the same success and the same results for you as well. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next Monday. Bye, guys. I love you all.